Welcome back, everyone, for Game 2 between Supernova and Asgzealo. We are going to have a ZVZ. Well, it's actually a ZVR, but this random spawn has granted Zelio with a Zerg as his race. And interested to see what's going to happen here, as it is a mirror matchup. Zelio, I actually just found out, is the one hosting this Perth Barcraft. So, interesting that the person running the event is also playing. But anyways, he's going to be our purple Zerg on the right of Abyssal City. And in the left spawning position, we are going to have Supernova as the blue Zerg. Gonna see what happens here. It does look like Supernova is actually saving up for a 10 pull, as we see he's 10 out of 10 supply, and he does put down the 10 spawning pool. Okay, so we're gonna have a ton of early aggression here from Supernova. And we're going to see how quickly Zelio recognizes this. It does look like these two players do know each other. Little bit of friendly chat going back and forth. Extractor trick out of Supernova just to squeeze out a few more drones. And he does have them rallied across the map. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, that is an Overlord. Okay. Does look like we're going to see a pretty standard 14 pull, 15 expansion. Oh no, he's actually just going to go hatch first. Wow. So Zelio being kind of greedy against a 10 pull of all things, which he is obviously not aware of. And he actually asks, do you like 10 pulls? Trying to metagame his opponent into thinking he 10 pulled. And the funny part is, he's actually being 10 pulled. I think this is why there's a little bit of confusion from Supernova. We do finally see the spawning pool coming down at 17, so this is going to be a very late spawning pool. And he will spot these 6 Zerglings coming out. It is a very strong build, assuming that you are not going for a Eco 14 pool. Then the 10 pool can be quite crushed. We're going to see if these Zerglings decide to try and deny this expansion, or if they just head up here. As the spawning pool's not even done, he could pick off quite a few drones. Yes, there are only 6 Zerglings, but if microed correctly, you can actually take out quite a few drones here. Queen on the way from Supernova. And a pretty early gas, not terribly early, but he is going to probably get his expansion up and cancels the expansion from Zelio, and now Zelio is floating a ton of minerals. Going to be interested to see what he's going to do with these. He might want to put it on a spine crawler, and no, he decides not to. Just going to try and do some drone drilling here, and possibly get a surround. Oh, no. Expansion about to pop for Supernova, and now that Zelio does have 4 lings out, he's probably just gonna, he's just gonna head home, check and see if the expansion has gone down yet, just to get a good timing on that. And he's gonna go into a fairly quick baneling nest. Typically, you would let your hatch finish out here, and then put your baneling nest up here, and then a spine crawler to reduce surface area on 2 sides of the spine crawler. You can even actually put a queen there as well, so the spine crawler doesn't even barely get attacked. He is almost up to 100 gas, so be interested to see if he just spawns a bunch of Zerglings and switches them into Banelings, or if he's just going to go for speed right away. We do see 6 Zerglings coming out, probably just for defense, although he does have 4 already. Actually 6, excuse me. He does spot these Zerglings moving across the map, though. Baneling nest pops, and this expansion from Zelio is extremely delayed. Although he is up on 2 gas, and our other Zerg player is not. He's probably just trying to catch up with speed and his baneling nest. All the Zerglings just hanging out in the middle of the map, making sure nothing is going down. No move out is occurring. Metabolic boost will finish up around the same time, so it's not going to really be that big of a difference. Baneling nest going down for Zelio, finally in the base. We do see a spine crawler. Looks like he's trying to just be careful, as he does spot this large amount of lings, and he's not 100% sure if there are more being made, and it does look like, oh my gosh, Supernova is going to put on the pressure here. He knows that he had gas first, and that there will be a small window where he actually has speed. So we do see a total of 20 Zerglings out, with 10 more on the way. That's going to be 30, which is going to put him at double the Zergling supply of his opponent. And we're going to have to see what type of damage he actually does here. And speed just kicks in. Be interested to see with how much gas he has saved up, if he's going to go for a massive Baneling bust, or yes, and it does look like he's going to try and put on some Baneling pressure here. Tons of Zerglings going down. The Queen is also lost. And not a very good engagement spot here, but he might pull back these Zerglings. And yes, oh, great Baneling connect. And I would just like, yes, he's going to go up into the main. Thank God that this Spine Crawler is here from earlier. But huge Baneling connects again, and we do see that 7 workers have already been killed. 10 more Zerglings coming out of Supernova, and it does look like Asgzealo, realizing he needs to get drones back up, is just going to go into drone production. But at this point, when you know you've already taken damage, you should probably get out Zerglings just to make sure no more pressure is coming. He's not even going to morph Banelings, actually. I find this very interesting. And we do see a group of 4 Banelings coming out from Supernova. He's getting double gas back at his natural, along with 2 Spine Crawlers, just to make sure, you know, no counter aggression is going to occur. And the Zerglings are going to try and come in here and snipe off. And oh my god, a huge Baneling detonation. 2 more workers killed, and is he going to get a 3rd? Yes! These Zerglings are cleaned up in the natural. But these Spine Crawlers are starting to lose health very rapidly. If we actually take a look at the units counting station, Asgzealo quite far behind in the drone count, 14 to 32. And at this point with a mirror matchup, I don't want to call it too early, but it is extremely difficult to come back from that large of a worker deficit. As well, now your opponent has twice the economy. Great little wall off coming out of Supernova here. Double Evo chamber with this Spine Crawler, able to poke out at any units out here along with this. So the only path, as we can see exemplified by these Zerglings, is right through here. So great little place to put a Baneling and really make sure that your opponent just can't come in. Going to be morphing in 8 Banelings just for defense probably. And he does see a ton of Banelings. Oh no, he is not actually aware of this. There is a ton of Banelings being morphed in right now, 14 from Asgzealo, and he could do some terrible damage here. We will see just how many workers are lost, but if he can connect with the Banelings up in this choke, yes, he can actually trade quite effectively. A lot of the Banelings go down, but there's still tons available, and it does look like he's going to try and swarm up here and stop. Oh, great hold position with these 2 queens, not allowing the Banelings to come in, and it does look like this Baneling is actually not going to, it's only going to connect with 1 drone. Oh, and that is so bad. And as we can see, he literally killed 1 worker, as there was 1 already lost. Oh, 2 goes down finally. Still, for that amount of investment in gas and minerals, that is absolutely not what you want. He did make, I believe, 16 Banelings and only got 2 worker kills out of it. That is very, very bad trade, as you are trading a crap load of gas for minerals, and Day 9 would be very disappointed with that trade. We do see some counter aggression happening by Supernova, as he knows that his counterpart did invest quite a lot, and we do see just a little poke in here, see if he can snipe off the Queen. It is important, as in a ZVZ matchup, as a Zerg player, to try and snipe Queens. It limits the production quite substantially of your opponent. Zerglings just moving all across the map, can't decide what they want to do here. Would like to see 1-1 upgrades come down, as he definitely has the money to start investing in those, but it looks like he's not sure if he wants to go into roaches just yet. Lair already finished for Supernova, and just a little bit of a scouting, great little changeling there right in the middle, so you can't even tell, and he's not going to actually notice. We do see still very low drone count out of Asgzealo, and Supernova does manage to spot the layer morphing. He knows that his layer is actually done substantially farther ahead, so yes, he is going to throw down a Spire in response, as he knows he has the tech advantage already, and there's going to be an extremely large window with how long the Spire takes to build, that he is going to be able to hit especially if his opponent decides to go mutas, which probably is not the best decision in Zealeo's shoes, as he knows he's behind. He should probably just go for some sort of aggressive roach play, maybe roach speed, a +1/+1 timing attack, as he's really only seen Lings from his opponent. Supernova getting supply blocked there. I do believe he lost this Overseer. No, he did not. So, it was the Overlord at the natural. Never good. Zealeo spotting for any Zerglings trying to block. He's not aware of this Spire just yet, and that is going to be very important. Would like to see him possibly make a Overseer. We do see a little bit of counter aggression coming in here. He's just going to check for a third. And he is going to spot that there is no third, so that has to be comforting for him, knowing that he is on the same amount of bases. Very large army, though, for Supernova. As we can see, the supplies are drastically different already. 1/1 coming out for Zealeo, but Supernova is going to have Galil Reconstitution and +1 armor finishing. And this is kind of important, as he is going for a mixed army in terms of ranged and melee attack units, so Carapace is probably the better option as it applies to all of them, versus an attack is only going to apply to half. We'll be interested to see how many mutas actually... Oh, and there we go. There's the answer. 13 Mutalisks coming out, and this is going to be quite bad for Zealeo, as he has, well, literally no anti-air. He just started Pathogen Glands, so he has no Infestors out, and he has 2 Queens total, and this could do a lot of damage. Some Zerg players like to actually just fake and go with, like, say 5 Mutalisks and just use them to clear out all these Overlords. I mean, look at how many Overlords are spread around the map. You could supply block your opponent so heavily, and it does look like he's possibly aware as he's starting to move them towards the outskirts. We do see this third base about to be scouted by Supernova, and a huge move out here, and I'm not sure that Zealeo is going to be able to handle this force. Supernova is up 50 supply. We do see a ton of Banelings being morphed here, and oh my gosh, 14 Banelings. Flyer Carapace on the way. Muta's going to hit in the main and possibly take out these Spore Crawlers before they can really start to do a lot of damage. Is he going to get a transfuse down? No. He should have probably just went for that Queen. Yes, and it does look like he's going to actually be able to hit the layer without no Spore Crawlers can hit. A huge attack coming in here. And is he going to get nice Baneling detonations on these units? Oh, that is so important. Oh my gosh. All of the army falling for Zealeo, and I am not sure how he's going to come back from this. He does have 5 Infestors, so with good Fungals he might be able to hold. But these Mutas, oh, now possibly with a chance to pick off even more. No, he is just going to actually focus down this layer. And he does need to make sure that these... Oh, no, don't take those out there. That was a very weird graphical glitch. I don't know if anyone just caught that. The Evo Chamber actually exploded out of this frame of view, and both hatcheries are down from Zealeo, and he calls the GG. Very unfortunate. Thank you for watching, and the best of 3 will continue with Game 3 here, as it is tied up now 1-1, and I believe the next map is Tal'Darim Altar. If you have any comments or would like to subscribe or check out the gaming community that I'm a part of, it is Sentinel Gaming. All the links are where the control groups are, as you can see. Thank you for watching, and Game 3 will be up shortly.